An excerpt from Orosturbe, written and read by Freya Pickard. Lorid felt his right hand slip on the cold metal surface of the spear. He clenched his fist as his heart hammered in his chest. The skin on his left shoulder pulled painfully. His breath came short and shallow, and he glanced to his right to see Theo standing tall, a look of concentration on the long, vulpine face. The grille on the opposite side of the theatre rose with a squeal of metal. A low growl drifted on the air, and the throng went wild, stamping, shouting, screaming. Lorid swallowed hard as something moved in the impenetrable shadows. The audience fell silent, and another growl rumbled through the air, louder this time. Lorid's mind conjured images of werebeasts and dragons, fangs, claws, and glowing eyes. A bellow split the air, and half the slaves dropped their weapons with a clatter as blades struck haft and steel edge tangled with hardwood. Lorid almost lost his spear, feeling how sweaty his palm was. Out from the shadows emerged a two-legged creature that moved towards the line with surprising speed. Lorid blinked, seeing a confusing image of horns, helmet, thick arms, massive thighs, and metal boots. The sound of the creature's approach was as loud as horses running on hard ground. Something rigid swung from the champion's belt, and Lorid blinked again, trying to make sense of what he saw. Oiled leather armour covered the beast's torso, almost indistinguishable from the colour of the creature's arms. A leather kilt hung from the champion's waist, flapping to mid-thigh. The beast seemed to be made of muscle. The head was concealed, only the mouth showed, a forked, scarlet tongue flickering between wide lips. A second bellow paralysed the prisoners. Those who had retrieved their weapons nearly dropped them again. Lorid's heart beat so fast he thought it would burst from his chest. The crowd drew in a collective breath as the champion approached the wavering line. Only one man stepped forward to meet him. Tovi sprinted towards the giant as the hordes above boomed. The champion put his head down, tossing his horns from side to side. The giant's face was obscured by a leather mask and helmet, and Lorid couldn't work out whether the horns belonged to the champion or were part of the armour. Tovi leapt, striking the creature on the shoulder. The monster skidded to a halt, screaming in agony. The onlookers gasped, and for a moment no one shouted. Then the Shammarite withdrew his blade from the creature's shoulder and jabbed it in the neck. The throng howled as the champion bellowed again, batting away the curved knife. Blood oozed from the wound in his shoulder as he seized the Shammarite and opened his mouth wide. Fear grasped Lorid's guts as he saw sharp canines sink deep into Tovi's throat. The Shammarite twitched once and fell limp. Lorid felt a scream building inside. The champion sucked blood from the corpse and then casually broke the man's neck, tossing the body aside, limbs tangled in the dust. Blood stained the lower half of the beast's face. The creature raised his arms, thick as tree trunks, to the sky, clasping his ham-like fists. "Champion!" The masses applauded him, stamping their feet. Lorid could no longer hold in the nausea and pitched forwards, vomiting profusely. Again and again he reached, feeling the burn of bile, smelling the stink of partially digested bread and cheese. He felt Theo's hand on his shoulder. "Get up, Lorid. Where's your spear?"